Welcome back. It's now time for your midday sports. Football is where we kick off. The Reggae Boyz begin their push for qualification to the Nations League final next year, with matches against Honduras and Haiti at the National Stadium in the space of 5 days in Group B of League A. Assistant coach John Wall says he's expecting some fast-paced gameplay against the South Americans.
They already played one game against Guatemala this Sunday. Yeah. New coach, Rueda, third stint. We expect them to be, normally as Honduras is always, they are always aggressive. They are pretty good in transitions, and I would say pretty rounded in their organization.
The match against Honduras on Friday kicks off at 8:10 p.m, while the game against Haiti is on Tuesday, also at the National Stadium. The West Indies under-19s are trailing by 405 runs in their first youth test against their Sri Lankan counterparts at Stumps on day 2 in Dambulla. Resuming the day at 163 for 3, Sri Lanka were able to pile up an additional 269 runs to declare on 432 for 8. Dinura Kalupana carried his overnight 15 to a top score of 150. He got support from Palindu Pereira, who made 71. Tariq Edwards was the pick of the West Indies under-19 bowlers with figures of 3 for 99. There were also 2 wickets each for Issei Thorne and Nathan Seeley. Now in reply, the West Indies under-19s ended on a 27 for 1. The Jamaican Adrian Weir has so far top scored with 15 and is the only batter dismissed so far. Now RJ Arglina suffered defeat to National Housing Trust, while defending champions Bank of Jamaica, they were a winner in Division 1 of the Business House Basketball Association League Best of 3 semi-finals. RJ Arglina were beaten 35-12 by National Housing Trust.
This Glina team is not the strongest, but we still have to play the games, and we still have to come out and represent well and play good basketball, of course. But at the end of the day, the bigger picture is meeting the next team in the finals and representing well right there.
In the other Division 1 contest, BOJ beat Unicoma 48-22 to take a 1-0 lead in their series, and their coach Rowan Robinson believes they won't require all 3 games to close out the series.
We don't see this going to a game 3. I just said we just don't want to get Vazelis and get injured. We just want to play the right way. Trying to play the bench as much as possible for them to have some experience going in.
Division 2, National Land Agency had a narrow 25-23 win over National Commercial Bank, while Sagicor B defeated Jamaica Racing Commission 21-15. Now, Spanish star player Jennifer Hermoso has filed an official complaint with prosecutors against the president of the country's football federation, Luis Rubiales, over an unwanted kiss after the Women's World Cup final. Hermoso's legal complaint is the next step required for the Spanish justice system to proceed with a case against Rubiales, who has refused to quit as president of the Royal Spanish Football Federation. Now, Rubiales has apologized and described the kiss after the Spanish national team's victory at the World Cup final on August 20 as mutual, a claim Hermoso denied, saying she was not respected. FIFA, the football's global governing body, suspended Rubiales for 90 days while disciplinary proceedings are underway. The incident has prompted a major shake-up in Spanish football, with the government pushing for Rubiales to resign and RFEF removing Jorge Vilda from his role as coach of the women's national team. And that's it for your midday sports report. Kalisha?
Thanks, Jordan. And that's the Midday News. I'm Kalisha Williams. Join us at 7 for Primetime News. On behalf of the news, sports, and production teams, good afternoon.